Welcome back to this very channel. We are here with more news and another update from our Prime Minister. He said the tactics we are using to win them, they were not taught that. Before you know what your enemy does not know, you must have known that enemy in and out. And when you are using what they don't know to attack them, they will hardly find their ground. And that's suddenly why when they go to Biafra land, they say they are not seeing. Because that terrain is our own. That area is our own. And Ikpe Maraha, because the fight is in our region. We have not gone to their region to fight them. They think they are preserving their men, their younger boys and their girls and their mothers. They think they are preserving them. But no, the way Chukwukika Abiyama did it is that even by themselves they are killing themselves. And then there, here in our Biafra land, we are giving them back to back. We suddenly grew powers upon powers that is dealing with them. I am telling you, after listening to Simon Ekpa most times, I drop my phones and I bow in awe to God. Because it can only be God. It cannot only be God that raised the voice again from Igbo land. We know the enemies, even in the Igbo land, they don't like that guy. Because Oro Korako, their job don't finish. The guy said, I will be your end. And truly, he is their end. So they're not finding it funny. But we are happy that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has remained. And that remain is Simon Ekpa. Had it been when they picked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when they abducted him, there was no one like Simon Ekpa. You would have seen them jubilating and humiliating us here and there. But suddenly, another powerful hero just grew up all of a sudden. And now, they don't know how to surmount him. I watched the video of our men well armed, the same way they armed their Boko Haram. Hey, I gave God the glory. Woto woto is the code, and we must continue. I want you to listen to our Prime Minister now. Let's hear him out, and I'll be right back.
One by one. Say, carry gun, defend yourself. If you rely on Nigerian military, you are all going to be killed and you will die.
Yes.
He was a general. Do you know better than him? He served Nigeria, fought Biafra war against Biafra people. Yet, he came out to say, if you do not rise up with arms and rely on Nigerian army, you will all die one by one. Only Biafra people under this government in exile understood the call of T.Y. Danjuma. And today, it can never be wiped away out of the Nigerian history. He is a man who stood up once upon a time and spoke the truth without fear. Today, we understand him very well because we know exactly what is going on. But some of you, the morons, who think you are getting peanut from Nigeria, you think that we are going to sacrifice our people, the life of our women and children, just because you are going to give people peanut. No. We have come out for this freedom, and this freedom we will fight, making sure that those who come to kill before and go free will not come again and kill and go free. And like I said, checkpoint in Biafra land remain banned. Those of you who are falling victim today, you have to be very security conscious. What they want to do is to intimidate you, to instill fear in you by continuing enforcing disappearance of Biafrans, abducting you, making video, putting you in a van. That is not going to stop the movement and the liberation of Biafra. If they like, they should go to Abia State, pack everybody in the street. It is not going to stop the liberation. And those of you in Abia State, in Aba, we have been warning to stay away from anything military. In both their checkpoint, whenever you see their vehicle, stay away. Don't go closer, because these are terrorists. All they do is to abduct you. And if you give yourself so cheaply, you become a victim. And becoming a victim cannot stop the liberation of Biafra people. We are almost 80 to 90 million people. Do not allow yourself to be used as a sacrifice. We are all going to make it to the end. And those of you that are condemning what happened in Aba after many years of sharing lifeless bodies of Biafrans on social media, I will only say shame on you. We have just started.
No.
Tina, we can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Sorry, thank you, my PM. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. And using this opportunity to urge all Biafrans to take heed with this information our PM has provided this night. We are not here to pity for anybody with gun. We don't know sorry in our agenda. We've come to finish that which our great father started. So please, if you have not voted, make sure you find a way and cast your vote. And for those of you who has not been supporting, I also urge you to do the needful. It's very, very important. Without what we are doing today, our men out there cannot do anything. They will not go out there with bare hands. So please, I encourage you to support this journey at all costs. No money, no amount is small.
I made that statement in 2020, not 2021. So 2020, I made a statement that I will not fight this Biafra more than 5 years. The point is that if you understand how government work all over the world, you are going to understand why there must be a time frame. You don't, in these days, you don't fight for something without a vision, without a focus, without having, scheduled where you want to be at a particular point in time. And because we are fighting for a nation, we need to keep our people updated. We need to keep track of what we are doing. We need to also show to the outside world that we have plan and vision. We are not just, gambling our freedom or trying our luck, so that we know what we are doing. That's one thing that every reasonable government will want to know. And for example, I will, make reference to Brexit. When you look at the Brexit, when they started, when Nigel Farage started, he was at the European Union, and they were laughing at him that Britain will exit the European Union. They were laughing at him in the first place. And then he went back to the United Kingdom, started a campaign of Brexit. When the campaign heated, they started discussing about the referendum. And they actually went into a referendum and voted for Brexit. And of course, the majority of the United Kingdom, the British people, voted to exit European Union. And then the discussion started from there. They begin to set date. They have to set date, and then they have to also postpone that date of Brexit. They had to go into negotiation, into discussion, or diplomatic, war and all that affected the scheduled time frame. So they have to also change again. So if you followed the Brexit, you will find out that there were change upon change. There were kind of, the ambush upon ambush, and and all manner of propaganda from the European Union, from the British, and so. But the fact is that they remained focused. That at this particular point in time, we must have exited the European Union. So they have a time frame. So you cannot be doing something without a time frame. If you do not have a time frame, it means that you don't actually know what you are doing. So all you are doing is waking up one day, every day, and leave. And then when the night comes, you go to bed and sleep. And then the next day you wake. Let us see what this today will bring. You can never achieve anything without that vision. That vision of knowing what you want, how you want to achieve it, and then map out the plan, how to achieve it. Give yourself that goal and pursue that goal you give yourself. That's how things are done. So when I joined Biafra struggle, before joining this Biafra struggle, I have studied everything. I have studied the movement of the IPOB. I have studied Nigeria very well. And I know exactly where things were going wrong. And I know where things were going right. So I know all those things ahead of time. It's not like I just came in and then I wanted to do something. And so I know everything ahead of time. I came prepared. And that's why the first time I started broadcasting, I told Nigeria government, go and hire the highest person. I don't know, some of you who followed me from the one, when I started broadcasting from 2019, when I started making video, I said, Nigeria military, they are called Nigeria military, not Nigeria government. I said, now you have to go and bring out your best. I believe that video must be somewhere in YouTube. Somebody will still have it. So when I came to this struggle, I came prepared. I did not come here to do jamboree or to do try and lock. I came prepared. And when I was discussing with Uche Mefo, then it is not something I want to go into. I know so many times that I reach out to this Uche Mefo, but these are the people who blocked everything that was coming to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So when they see that you are, that is something you have, or maybe they see that something you are carrying that they don't carry, they don't want you to get closer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at all. So everybody can know how they fought to stop the broadcast that how I hosted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on our platform then. They did everything to stop it because they know there is something in this guy, right? There is something in this guy. So it was the whole hell was let loose that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must not appear on my platform. So there is something that they saw that many people did not see. And that is the word they don't want that thing they saw in me to, to be out to the public. But this is the example of the Innu, the adage of Aki Onwa. So no matter how, you can never cover pregnancy. Because the more you try to cover it, the more Afar can shoot out. That was actually this was actually the explanation of Aki Onwa, what these people did. Because then I was advising Uche Mefo what to tell to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when I send those messages, who knows? It doesn't get to him. So I find out that, most of the conversation between me and Uche Mefo doesn't get to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, at the end of the day, you see how God works his own thing, and Uche Mefo was out of the game. That was when God began to position, because the Biafra is a spirit and it's a divine mandate. So it is going to shape the whole thing to make sure that this Biafra come. Uche Mefo had problem. And he was out. Now, the next person was this George Onyibe. George Onyibe was the first person to attack me in IPOB. He was broadcasting and was attacking me, Simon Ekpa, this, that. Many of you may still have that particular broadcast. On that broadcast where he was attacking me for the very first time, he said, if they go to war front with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to do anyhow, he will be the first to kill him before the enemy. The broadcast is there, already on Biafra. So I listened to this broadcast. I caught that particular session where he made that comment. And I was like, no. How can you say things like this? And also, even if you want to say, so what message are you trying to pass to the Biafra people by saying, if you go to war front with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that this Biafra thing is not, if anything happens, you will first of all kill him before the enemy. So what exactly message? And during this time, he was the IPOB, was the African rep. So I caught this video, this audio, analyzed it. I sent it to the people in the United States. I sent it to Ogbuehi, this Ogbuehi in America. Because this story, I don't know if I have told this story before. I sent it to Ogbuehi. Then I do not have a direct contact to Ogbuehi even. So I sent it to somebody who is very close to Ogbuehi and asked the person to forward this video to Ogbuehi, this audio to Ogbuehi, and ask the person that Ogbuehi should forward it to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that this guy is a betrayer. And Onyendu should watch very closely that is not real. Whether this audio get to Onyendu, I don't know. But at the end of the day, he was also expelled. You see how God was positioning the whole thing. All those bad eggs will be removed. The people I have used trying to contact Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and to send some advice. But I believe that maybe that particular audio get to him and he began to watch George Onyebe and how he started misbehaving. At the end of the day, he was removed. And they told me that Onyebe had been sacked. I was like, okay. So a lot started happening until I get in contact with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that was how this whole brouhaha started. And the day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was supposed to broadcast, was supposed to come to our platform, he was on the phone. Everybody was calling him. Don't go. Don't go. He did not take out. The guy was fighting IPOB in Finland. If you know what he did in Finland, the phone was calling from here, until the dying minute. Then everybody heard how they were confessing on their radio that they tell Onyendu not to go. And at the end of the day, Onyendu went. So God positioned this whole thing to happen. And like I said, when I came to Biafra struggle, I came prepared. And that was the reason why I know that it is not going to take more than 5 years to declare Biafra. And today is not because of that 5 years. So I want to declare the restoration of Biafra just to meet 5 years. No, you yourself have just said that within this short period, we have been able to fix everything. That is exactly how proactive, any genuine person must be. You have to put everything in place. And also, there are many things that we are using against Nigeria, which Nigeria can never understand. In fact, one person in Finland then, who was part of the IPOB Nigeria there, was telling me in those days when they started knew that you are the thing that hit Nigeria and they don't know what hit them. And I don't know whether that guy will still remember all those things. So anyway, the thing is that what we are doing is not a try and log. Like I said, we are not trying our log. You must put every mechanism in place, all these things in place that qualifies you to be recognized as a nation according to international law. And that is exactly this principle we have followed. And we are following it, and you can see the result it is bringing out today. And remember that as we are doing all this, we know it is not very easy for any nation to recognize you as you are fighting for freedom. It is not easy. For any, in fact, actually, in the history of freedom fighting, it is only Biafra, that actually has been recognized by nations during the time of their fighting and declaration, very easily. You know how many years it's taken now for Palestine? They committed act of terrorism after a decade fighting against Israel. Now, they are recognizing them, and then UN is debating and then also recognizing them. But you know how many years it took them? And also they went into committing act of terrorism against Israel. That is how these things are done. So you must be able to know what you are doing, and once you know what you are doing, the rest is history. So no matter how they try to distract you, you stick to your plan and template. And that's what we have done differently. So if you see, for the past 2 years, we have been able to build and unveil the Biafra Defense Force. We have been able to equip them, arm them, give them sophisticated weapons to be able to defend our land. And you see, for the very first time in the history of Biafra, Nigeria has fought war in Biafra land and lost. Well, we have not even started though. we are fighting a guerrilla warfare. And again, they also have adopted what they call the jungle warfare. You see the chief of staff, army staff saying it, that now they have adopted the jungle warfare. So we are giving them what they are bringing to us. It is you give, take. It is do me, I do you. It is akonye wetel in here. So they bring out that particular jungle warfare. We are also into guerrilla warfare. So, and you know, they can't see us, but we see them. This is our land, and they are complaining. And like I said, they can never win this war. Nigeria can never win this war. They can never, because the system we are using is completely different from anything they have seen in the past, and they can never win. They were not trained to fight this kind of war, and they cannot win, not in our terrain. Thank you. So I know exactly why I said 5 years, and that 5 years will not pass. From the 2nd of December, the whole thing will change. Thank you.
Wow. And akwụkwọ
O tee n'agbata obi nọ ebe ahụ. Clinton of Uche Mefo.
to my
Unu ọ
PM.
na-anụkwa?
Thank you so much. That was very, very profound
Unu ọ
and deep.
na-anụkwa?
And of course, Biafra, the public government media will cut out this and make it go viral. All
Wow!
right, David, thank you for that question. We move with speed. Success, okay, success, the microphone not going to answer. All right, we'll give you the microphone. Epco Kings, please bring your question. 60 seconds, please.
Yeah, thank you, my brother Ralph. Thank you, my Minister of Information. God bless you, my Prime Minister, Meji Bwagowan, Ndiros Noderonko. Thank you, my Prime Minister, for all that you have been doing for us. Mechuko Gabiama. More airborne, sir. So there is something that is bothering me. There is an information that I got from Old Imo State, Owerri precisely, because I don't like maybe seeing this zoo military being happy or being living a kind of a flamboyant life in our land. There's something somebody told me day before yesterday or yesterday, that the zoo military army in Obrinze, that they collected land belonging to a particular village, claiming that they want to make use of the land, maybe to add it with the one they have. At the end of everything, they started parcellating the land to be selling it a kind of like the real estate business is going on in Biafran land. So they are now selling those lands to individuals, which that was the land that they collected from the individuals, the villagers. So I don't know if there is anything you can do to help the people out, or maybe for you to stop them, because the money they are getting from they will still be using the money to fight us. So that's what I wanted to chip in and see what will be your reaction, sir. Thank you, sir.
Do not listen to every story and do not believe every story they tell you. There are a lot of fake stories going out there. What we have made very clear is that nobody will take our land and have peace. Not the military, not the police, not the Nigeria state, not the governors, and that issue I've addressed before. So, but don't listen to every story that you hear. Most of them are fake stories. Thank you.
Thank you, PM. Thank you, sir. And that should be very clear to you, my brother. It's not everything they tell you, because this is propaganda season. People use propaganda to distract you, and some people derail out of not being, grounded in the truth and following up. Anything that doesn't come from the space, Twitter space or X handle of the Prime Minister, take it with a pinch of salt. Don't believe it. Thank you very much. Move. Our own sister, the Dominica, please go ahead and bring your question to the PM.
Good evening, my honorable Prime Minister, ministers in the House, all protocol observed. I don't really have a question, but I have like two things to say regarding the cervical issue, the cervical immunization issue. The first thing I need to say is the the plan to reduce the population of the world is something that has been channeled by Bill Gates. And Bill Gates has already signed contract with Nigeria to promote some of these plans. And one of that is to increase the supply of so-called immunization medications to Nigeria. And this has already been gradually implemented, because I could see since last year some of the boarding school, even in Biafra land, some girls have already taken it, and I made some statement, a personal statement to them why they shouldn't take it, because cervical immunization is not given to young people; it's given to older people from older age. Because what they plan to do is to manipulate the productive system and made these girls barren when it's time for them to have children. So what we're dealing with here is a fight between darkness and light, because the evil one is using people like Bill Gates to destroy mankind, because they want to kill as many people as possible. And targeting Biafrans is not new, because they know what Biafrans are like. Biafran women are like old Hebrew women with productive womb. So they are using every mechanism, and Nigeria has already bought into Bill Gates' plan, and they've already been paid money. Even some of the organs that are being harvested, these are all targeted way of reducing the population. Some of these killings happening in the north is part of Bill Gates' plan. So they are not just coming into the country; it's already planned. These pharmaceutical people have already been paid. Some Nigerians have already been paid to carry out this agenda, and it's part of Bill Gates' agenda. It's not just stopping them; it's stopping it from the top. Anything about Bill Gates in Biafra land has to be destroyed from the root, because Bill Gates is working for the demonic kingdom.
All right, this video is full of information that is very touching. It's a very powerful video. Please don't listen to it alone. I got to the end of this video and my ear is filled up. My heart is moved by the words of our Prime Minister, how God brought him to limelight, removing all the strongholds and the blockages in form of human beings. All those blockages, God removed them from the center to the corner. Please help us to share this very video, like and subscribe. Stay glued to the channel. Always come back for more news. Turn on your notification bell. You'll be getting our information. Thank you.